ridiculous stuff that he's posting when he knew his brother was abusive. I went to Sharona.
Here we see Keke Palmer's mother speaking out on her behalf. By now, you all know that Keke Palmer is saying that her baby's father has allegedly been beating on her, physically abusive and emotionally abusive. The mother is in the group chat, and the baby father's brother has joined the group chat. And now they're going back and forth. There's been video released from Keke Palmer's camp showing alleged abuse. But my question this morning is, where is Kiki's father? I need Kiki's father to stand up and be counted. And I know women like to say, oh, I don't need a man. And at times we may feel that way. But let's be honest. There is nothing like a man's presence and his action. People respond differently to a man than they do to a woman. A man can come into a room, and if he is a leader through and through, he can command that room. Not saying a woman can't, but it's different. Let's think about times that we go to a car dealership to buy a new car. Everybody tells us, take a man with you because you'll get a better deal. Let's talk about when our car is acting up and giving trouble. We know that we need to take a man with us to the mechanic so they don't try to scam us and make us pay ridiculous prices. And in this case, in the case of this Keke Palmer situation, a man is needed. Her father is needed. People love to say, oh, I could raise a child by myself. Women like to say that. And in cases where there's no man who's active or doing his part, we do it and we do what we have to do. But there's nothing like a man's presence and his action. I mean, honestly, a real man, his job is to profess his love, show that emotional side, provide, go to work and hustle for his family, and protect. And that means that you have to, you got to have that can of, you know what, in your back pocket. Now, I've done a little research, and I found out that Kiki's father is a deacon in the church. Daddy, it come a time, I'm a Christian too. It come a time where you got to come up out that pew. And it may be to lay hands, but not Christian hands. A girl and a boy, but a girl too, especially, needs her father to be present and active in her life. Any man that she's dating should know that there's a daddy there. Any husband that she's married to needs to know that there's a daddy there, because they're going to think twice about putting their hands on her. They're going to think twice. Whoever she's dealing with going to think twice about putting their hands on her, mistreating her emotionally, because emotional abuse is often worse than physical abuse. Calling names and berating, playing manipulation games, mind games, that gaslighting thing they do, that hot and cold, that breadcrumbing. All of that is, I believe, less likely to happen when a man knows that there's a father lurking around. And that doesn't mean a mom and dad have to be together, because we know that people don't always make it. The relationships don't make it. But once you bring a child into the world, both parties should own up to that responsibility of being a parent, whether you're together or not. And no woman should deny a man from seeing his child. That should always be allowed, unless he's abusive or something wrong with him. Always allow the dad to be a part of that child's life. And men, whether you with that woman or not, or if you've moved on to someone else, never abandon your kids from a previous relationship. Show up. Be there for them. They need you. And Kiki's parents are married still. They together, I read, 30 plus years. Daddy, mama shouldn't be in the group chat. She shouldn't have to go to some family member and say anything. We need you to stand up for Keke right now. I know that Christian thing be so serious. You know, you want to be a certain kind of persona, but even Jesus wasn't no punk. He dealt with bullies. And if somebody wrangling your Keke, our Keke, we need for you to stand up and be counted. And this message is for all dads, girl dads, boy dads, dads in general. Your kids need you. They need you, not just in these situations, just but all the time. But especially when there's allegations of abuse. It should be a man-to-man conversation going on right now, where this baby father, if he's doing what they allege he's doing, that dad should be letting them know, not my child. I don't play about mine. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Aren't you guys wondering where Kiki daddy? We see it now, the mom coming out in her defense, the mom right there on the front lines. Where is the father? Dad's presences are needed. We need dads. Men are needed. And don't let nobody tell you different. Not a woman, nobody. We need men. Men bring out the best in women, and women bring out the best in men if they healthy and of a healthy mindset. All this that's going on is ridiculous, especially with a new child in the fold. Kiki just had a baby. And, you know, it was an incident not too long ago where the baby father was alleged to have, you know, shamed her publicly. I don't do public shaming. I done told y'all that I don't do that. Maybe I feel like, did she stay too long in this situation? If they knew she was being abused, why stay in there and hang in there? I mean, I know people try to stay for the kids, but if it's not healthy, that doesn't benefit the child. I mean, one allegation is he beat her up or hit her in front of the baby. That's not good for that child's psyche. Again, I want to hear from you guys. Sound off in the comments. Are you wondering where the daddy is? What do you feel about the presence of a father in a child's life, whether they small or an adult? I say dads are needed, and nobody should block them from being there. And as always, like and subscribe. Planted Speaks.